J Roos Theory. Make sure you go ahead and subscribe. Get ready to comment. I want to know your thoughts on the big fights coming up this weekend. If you wish to donate to the platform, the Cash App is $JRoos33. Now let's get into this. I want to talk about Jared Big Baby Anderson versus Martin Bakole. Jared Anderson, 17 wins. Looked on BoxRec. I don't remember seeing the knockouts, but Martin Bakole, 20 wins, 15 knockouts, 1 loss. I believe that loss was to Michael Hunter. And that loss makes me wonder if Martin Bakole has what it takes to beat Jared Anderson. Now, of course, we know all the stories. I've done videos about Martin Bakole's gym wars, where he likes to talk about he knocked out the top guys. Believe he talked about beating up Anthony Joshua. I think he said he stopped Usyk and Daniel Dubois. I think Usyk had a little different story than Martin Bakole had, but the thing about it is Martin Bakole has to step up in the limelight now and show us what he's got. You can say anything behind closed doors, but we want to see what you do when the crowd's in front of you. Remember the footage you had put out a while back with Joe Joyce and all that? I don't know if Martin Bakole is quick enough to handle Jared Anderson. I think Jared Anderson is a more seasoned boxer. Of course, Martin Bakole can hurt Jared Anderson. We saw Charles Martin hurt Jared Anderson in the last round of that fight. And of course, at heavyweight, guys are so big that anybody can be hurt if you get caught with the shot you don't see, especially. But I don't know either of the guys' weights for this fight, but I'm thinking Jared Anderson is just going to pick him apart and probably get a decision. I don't think he's going to stop him. Michael Hunter's a pretty good boxer, and if he could give Martin Bakole fits, then what could Jared Anderson do? And we've all talked about Jared Anderson kind of seems like he doesn't want to fight, that he's just in it for the money. But even with that, even just thinking about him just being in it for the money, I still think he has enough of what it takes to stop not stop Martin Bakole, but beat him. This will be a good test for Jared Anderson. This will be a good test for him. It'll be a good test for Martin Bakole too, because like I said, we get to see what he does in front of the lights as opposed to, behind closed doors where we really just hear his side of it. But I'm looking forward to these fights. Of course, I'm going to just talk about it now rather than doing a separate video. So I got Jared Anderson, probably unanimous decision over Martin Bakole. Let's talk about the other Big Baby Miller, who's lost a tremendous amount of weight, who's showing that he's putting in the work in the gym, versus Andy Ruiz. This is all on the Terrence Crawford and Madrimov undercard. Both guys look fit. Andy Ruiz said he thought that Miller would be a lot bigger, and I thought, well, when you guys stood face to face, he looked a lot bigger. He looked a lot taller too. I was surprised at the difference in height. But Miller's coming off that loss to Daniel Dubois where he got stopped in the last round, and he's been more active than Andy. When's the last time Andy Ruiz fought, man? It's been a minute. Was that against Ortiz, I believe? And before that, it was against I can't think of his name, the other Hispanic fighter. But anyway, I still think that Andy Ruiz is going to win this fight. I think because he's the harder puncher and he throws a lot of combinations. And I don't know how much this weight loss will affect Big Baby Miller, because if you're used to fighting at a certain weight and now all of a sudden you're going in there at a much lighter weight, sure, it shows your dedication in the gym, but are you used to taking a punch with smaller gloves and no headgear at that weight? And Andy Ruiz can punch. Andy Ruiz is a very underrated puncher, very underrated. I heard Lennox Lewis ringside at one of, I think it was the Andy Ruiz fight before he fought AJ, and Lennox Lewis was talking about how you could just hear the punches of Andy Ruiz, and they're very solid and crisp, and Evander Holyfield sparred with Andy Ruiz, and I believe that's why he stopped boxing, because Ruiz was putting it down on him. So, I still think Andy Ruiz, even with the layoff, I think he has enough to beat Big Baby Miller, uh, probably by decision. If so, if he doesn't get a decision, it'll probably be a late stoppage in the last round like Daniel Dubois. But I got Andy Ruiz. Despite Miller being more active, he still got stopped, and that could play a part in his mind, because he got humbled big time in front of the world, and we got to see how he comes back from a loss. We haven't seen Miller fight after a loss before, because he had never lost prior to the Dubois fight. So we got to see how he handles that. And if he can handle it, I think it'll be a great fight. I think we're in for a treat. So I got Andy Ruiz by decision, maybe split decision against Miller. I think there'll be some shaky moments for Miller in this fight. And we'll see if Miller tries to put on the pressure like he used to do, back in the day. We'll see if he tries to back Andy Ruiz in the corner and piece him up. We'll see. But I think it'll be a slugfest, but I just think Andy Ruiz is a stronger puncher, and he can box well too. So if you got a guy that can box and can punch, I'm going to go with the guy that can box and punch rather than the guy that can just box. But that's my take on that. So let me know what you guys think. Of course, I got Terrence Crawford big. I think he's going to stop Madrimov tomorrow, or not tomorrow, but over the weekend. Terrence Crawford, one of the best fighters in the game, and I don't think anybody could beat Terrence Crawford but Terrence Crawford, and he's a gym guy, so he's not. You've never seen him out of shape, and you never will. But that's what I want to talk about, was the heavyweights. But this is a great card, man. Really looking forward to this. Anyways, the J. Roos Theory, like I said, make sure you hit the subscribe button, comment. I want to know your thoughts. And what fights are coming up after this? What, Fury, Usyk in December? Oh, AJ and Dubois in September. Talked about those a little bit, but that's all I got for now. LSR forever. Oh, go check out the live stream me and Kurt did last week. I went live on Counterpunch Boxing News. Go to his live, the one where he was reviewing the, what fight was that? Oh, the Joe Joyce Chisora fight. Go check that out. I was on Counterpunch Boxing News with Kurt. Shout out to Kurt. Shout out to Andrew Tucker. It was good getting to eat and chill with Andrew Tucker a couple weeks ago. He posted a video of it, and then I posted my version. So check that out. Like I said, LSR forever. Be fearless. Yay.